Thank you for joining us this evening. I've been involved with College Bound for more than 10 years, and I'm pleased to be the host committee chair for this year's fundraiser. This wasn't how we planned it, of course, me speaking to you through a screen, yet in tough times, we learn to adapt. And I'm thankful that you're still here with us. Here to support young people who have gone through their own tough times and turned to College Bound. With the help of Uncornered and the staff, they are thriving, even as they're being impacted by today's ongoing challenges. I want to thank all of you who've stepped up and joined Mary and me and Eversource with financial commitments to this very worthy cause. It's because of you that many young people of Dorchester, of Boston, have hope and opportunity. Thank you.
How do you build a city? Do you build more high-rises, more parks, or more opportunities? There's a hidden potential in our city. People with the power to change their communities. But before they do that, they have to change their minds, to recenter their lives away from the street corner. They have to become uncornered. We all have the experience of feeling trapped, insecure, cornered. And when we can escape from those circumstances, create something new, that's when real change happens. In this city, 5% of our corners account for 70% of all shootings. And when we reach out and support the 1% of the population that's connected to the violence, they have the power to uncorner their lives and transform everything around them. That's what it means to be uncornered, to define your own future and the future of your community. So, how do you build a city? One corner at a time.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As co-founders of Uncornered, Mark and I wanted to start this night, by speaking to you directly. We are excited about tonight. We're excited for you to hear from Devin, who is a true champion. And we're excited for you to hear from other community leaders, other champions, like our college readiness advisor, Elias, and our student, Matt Jackson. But before we get to that, let me just say, like many of you, I'm feeling the pain and anger that we're seeing across our cities, this country, the world. I'm struggling because our staff and our young people are exhausted, and our communities are in pain. They're traumatized, and we are crying out for change. This is a tragic time, but it's not surprising. These aren't new problems. Years, decades, centuries have gotten us here. Disinvestment in our communities and overinvestment in systems of oppression. We need change. And so I'm determined, but I'm also hopeful, because Uncornered is built on that change. And that's what we work towards every day. Change in the form of a viable path from the corner to college, by setting high expectations. Change in the form of investment, giving stipends to young Black men and women so that they can find the space for true opportunity. Change in the form of hiring community leaders like Elias, who you'll hear from in a minute, and restructuring our whole organization so that they are the ones making the decisions about who we work with and who we invest in. Mark and I founded Uncornered from College Bound because we believe that the greatest impact we can make towards change is when we recognize that active and former gang members, we call them core influencers, when we recognize that those individuals, core influencers, are the solution.
Thanks, Michelle. Core influencers are the solution. They are the way. But we have a role too. And now that role is clearer than ever. We can change the way that we see the world. And in doing so, we can help. But we lack the stamina, the fortitude to make a new America. Only core influencers have that unique combination of courage, resilience, and determination to do this unbelievable thing. Their possibility is our collective way forward. Tonight, we honor, we applaud the movements that we see around this country. Actions that say the norm is a violation and that a better day must come. In them, we see an emerging truth that gives rise to bold action and the quest to accomplish the seemingly impossible. But it's not. As you will see tonight, it simply starts with the community coming together to get close to support, and to love those most hurt by today's America. To build a bond so tight that us and them have no place, have no meaning, where gang violence, generational urban poverty have no purchase because they are just wrong. We have a lot of work to do, but we have to start with the courage to step up and to step forward with love. And at Uncornered, that's what we try to do every day. Right, Michelle?
That's right, Mark. We try to step forward with love, and we try to show up every day. The video you just saw asks a simple question. How do you build a city? And we believe that is person by person, block by block, community by community. And so I want to thank you for showing up tonight, for having the courage to join this movement. Let's get to work. And part of that work is this fundraiser. And so I am pleased to introduce you to our host for this evening, Andrea Kremer. Andrea exemplifies just what it means to have courage. She was ESPN's first female correspondent, and she is one of only 2 female broadcasters in the NFL Hall of Fame. So it is not surprising that she sees possibility where others don't. And she gets the power of Uncornered. She showed up and she asked simply, how can I help? Please welcome our host, Andrea Kremer.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much, Mark and Michelle. You both are so inspirational, tireless, and dedicated. I'm honored and humbled to be here supporting your event and Boston Uncornered. Boy, last year, 350 people attended the annual gala. This year, we gather virtually to celebrate the work of Boston Uncornered and also honor Devin McCourty, the Boston Uncornered Champion of the Year. And this is where, of course, I'm imagining that there would be applause. So I'm just gonna put it in my imagination. I'm gonna believe that it's there. Look, Michelle just referred to Boston Uncornered paying students a weekly stipend of $400 while they're in college. so they can focus on learning rather than on any financial burden. The cost per student is 1/3 of what it would cost officials to keep them in courtrooms and prisons. This could save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts approximately $70,000 per student. And here's another key number. Boston Uncornered has achieved a 70% college matriculation rate from a population of former gang members who nationally have achieved a 1% college matriculation rate. So the work and results of Boston Uncornered are tangible. Look, this is a time for serious reflection, learning, and listening. But we also want this evening to bring some joy and maybe spark the anticipation of football in the fall. We're not going to be your typical fundraiser. Yes, the need for support of grassroots organizations like Boston Uncornered is more important than ever in this economic climate. So look, spend some time with us, learn a little bit about Boston Uncornered, and if you'd like to donate, that's great. And if you just want to hear from some of your favorite New England Patriots, that's cool too. We're just happy that you're with us here tonight. Now, before we meet the man of the evening, I want to introduce you to one of Boston Uncornered's college readiness advisors. These are peer mentors who have been where the students are today, whether on the streets or in jail. The CRAs have lived the lives of their students and literally bring street credibility. Last year, college readiness advisor Elias Pereira spoke at the annual gala. I was in the audience that night, and his words still resonate with me to this day. Here is his story.
Now I want to introduce you to one of our amazing CRAs, Elias. I grew up in Dorchester, right on Magnolia Street. I started here in 2015 as a recruiter and worked my way up to a CRA. It was hard, but it felt good. Finally being able to give back and use my experience to guide and motivate others. All that was tested 2 years ago when I was shot doing this work. That day was my worst nightmare. It was like everything I worked so hard for to get away from had finally caught up to me. Despite all I've been through in my life, that moment really scared me. I really believed I was gonna die. That moment, I realized I had been given so many chances, and now I had the opportunity to give someone else a chance, to give someone else forgiveness. And going back to the streets would have meant giving up on myself, and that would have meant giving up on my students. And I could never do that. I had to continue doing this work to show them that you can change, that you can face your worst nightmare and come out the other side. Thank you all.
Last year, I remember sitting in that audience and I was so moved when I heard Elias's story. And I got to tell you, right then and there, I opened up my checkbook. While these are difficult times for each person in our country, people want to do something. They want to feel like they're making a difference. So here's how you can support and donate to Boston Uncornered. Text CRA20 to 50155 to donate. And just so you know, this money goes towards the weekly stipends for students that we were talking about, for the training and coaching of the college readiness advisors like Elias, who you just met, as well as mental health support for the entire Uncornered staff. I'd also like to take the time to thank our 5 major sponsors for this gala, who are instrumental in making our event happen. Eversource, Bank of America, Rhodey, State Street, and Eastern Bank. And these are just a few of the companies that have stepped up to support Boston Uncornered. But tonight, we are here to honor a man whose legacy will be about much more than just football. His tireless work, fighting for social justice reform, and his emphasis on education supersedes the excellence he has consistently shown on the football field. Devin McCourty continues to redefine and expand on the moniker of what it means to be a champion.
Devin McCourty, free safety for the New England Patriots, and Boston Uncornered, that's my cause.
If it wasn't for Uncornered, I know I'd be on a corner somewhere or in jail.
Claustrophobic, cornered up, and you got society coming at you, courts coming at you, PO coming at you.
Since Boston Uncornered has connected with me, it's been a total difference in my life. They've helped me to set a path for success. They helped me see myself as an investment.
Someone just gotta tell you, yeah, I see good in you. So Boston Uncornered, they just uncornered my mind.
To have somebody like Devin, it's almost like a we made it moment.
When Devin wears those cleats, it's gonna mean a lot to me.
Being a football player grants you so many different opportunities. Boston Uncornered, I think they do some of the work that a lot of people from the outside looking in would probably ask why. Whenever you talk about working with, gang-related youth and sometimes people who have been incarcerated, most of the time our society tells us to just throw those people away. I deeply believe in that. I believe in education and I believe in the youth in our society, because if we can help them make changes, help them become leaders, I think it gives us a bright chance to have a great future, not only in our country, but in the world.
And I am so happy to welcome Devin McCourty, our 2020 Uncornered champion. You're looking great tonight. How are you doing?
Thank you. I try to make sure my wife knows to keep the kids upstairs. I can't promise no guest appearances from my little ones, but I'm hoping they stay upstairs and just watch.
Oh, Devin, tonight's going to be a night of guest appearances. We would love London and Braden to show up. Believe me. Look, we saw in that video, My Cause, My Cleats, which is the cause that you chose to highlight during the course of the NFL season when players are allowed to support a particular initiative. And those shoes, by the way, folks, get sold and the proceeds go to the organization. But what I want to know is, what specifically appealed to you about the work of Boston Uncornered?
Yeah, so usually every year I do my cleats in sickle cell, and Jason and myself have been known to do that. But this year, when we picked our groups, our nonprofit organizations as a team from the players, we have a committee, and we picked Boston Uncornered. We just read up on them, and as I was reading, I just became very interested. I love the work that they do, and I was like, man, this would be a great opportunity to bring and put a spotlight on an organization that's doing work that's probably not popular to the rest of our country. And to me, it was a great opportunity because of everything we were doing as a team. So many players on their off day doing things that had to do with, whether it was social justice, whether it was education, criminal justice system. So to me, it was just like a perfect fit for the year. And I was just so happy that I chose Boston Uncornered to represent.
Part of the premise of being uncornered is the idea of, at some point in everyone's life, they felt boxed in by something, and then something happened that uncornered them. What was your uncornered moment?
The crazy thing, leading into this evening, I had like the perfect uncornered moment. And just briefly saying that, it was, 2010, I come in the NFL as a rookie, 7 interceptions, go to the Pro Bowl, second team All-Pro. And it's like, what could be better than this, And it's like your career's ahead of you, and everyone's throwing out comparisons. He's this, he's that. And I come back my second year, and sophomore slump, terrible, trash, whatever you want to call it. It just wasn't up to my standard, and it was inconsistent. And I just remember a lot of times that year, whether it be social media, reading articles, of just being down on myself. And I've been very fortunate. I'm a twin, and I relied heavily on my twin brother, and calling him, texting him checking in on me, just the constant communication of him telling me, hey, like, you just got to keep going. Hey, I'm here for you. Hey, you played good the other day. And I think that's what was big for me, because I knew I could call him. And, like I said, when I did this and we talked about this, that was my, but now, as life happens, it's almost like being back in a corner. For people that don't know, and I know Andrew is going to probably bring it up later, But my family, myself and my wife, we lost our third child, Mia McCourty. And you talk about being in a corner and feeling trapped and locked in. I felt like that for 2 whole days, Saturday and Sunday, the weekend of Memorial Day weekend, of just kind of being in a box and honestly not wanting to come out of that, wanting to be cornered, wanting to just be to myself. And I had 3 individuals, 3 teammates, my twin brother Jason, Matthew Slater, and Deron Harmon, on that day when I got the news, being able to talk to all 3 of those guys praying with me, praying for me. And I'm by no means out of that corner, I would say. But they turned me around, they picked me up, and they put me on my feet. And I've been able to walk ever since and try to get out of that corner. But it's like you just said, at any moment, any event could put you in that corner. And I felt that a lot over the last 2 weeks. So I've been very fortunate to have incredible humans that God's placed in my life that I've been able to kind of just rest on, and they really carried me through so far.
Well, needless to say, you are correct. I was going to bring that up, but you mentioned it for me, and just by bringing it up, I think is so courageous on your part. Needless to say, everybody, people that know you, people that don't know you, I've known you your entire career. We send our most heartfelt condolences. I feel your pain more than you can imagine. And the idea of courage, that is a word that gets overused a lot, but number one, just continuing to show up, to be here with us tonight is really amazing. And one uncornered moment for you may be the fact that you have 2 absolutely beautiful, amazing children. And for that, we are all so grateful. So thank you for sharing with us that extremely personal moment. It's very important. And again, the deepest, most heartfelt condolences.
Thank you.
It's one of the reasons that, of course, we're honoring you, because of the person you are, also the football player that you are. 10 years and 3 Super Bowls, that's not so bad. There are quite a few people who want to speak about you tonight. Don't worry, it's not going to be a roast. Well, maybe. No. Okay, it's not going to be a roast. But I think it's especially meaningful that we're going to kick this off with someone who publicly is usually a man of few words.
Devin, it has truly been an honor to coach you, not only for what you have meant to our football team, but to see you become a great and inspirational man. You are the ultimate role model. You have given us great leadership on and off the field since 2010 when we drafted you in the first round. You have started every game you played and became a captain in your second year. Congratulations for what you have done to improve people's lives through your work with Boston Uncornered. You are a great example of the impact that someone can have with great wisdom, leadership, courage, and passion. Conversations across our country and within our team will help lead to paving the way for a better future. Following your lead and the example of other incredible men on our team, I look forward to increasing my role in this process. Healthy discussion leads to actions, and actions that you have brought to the forefront have resulted in progress. Again, Devin, congratulations on this honor. And on behalf of the entire team, we want to express our gratitude for everything you represent as a teammate and as a person.
You got some smiles
Well,
in there.
I got to tell you, that's amongst the highest praise I've seen Bill give to an active player, right?
Now I'm going to have to hear about that all training camp, because I'm sure somehow it'll make it into the guys' phones and different things, and guys will be calling me all kind of things because Bill said nice words about me. So I appreciate it, but it's gonna create a lot of slack on my end. So I'll have to live to that.
Don't worry, we've got more things that are going to create slack through the rest of the evening. But I am curious about one thing. When Bill talks about increasing my role in this process, healthy discussions lead to action, what do you think he means by that? What do you want from someone the caliber of Bill Belichick to be able to add to this whole discussion?
I think for one, it's been awesome, the past week and a half, the conversations we've been able to have as a team, and just to be able, not being together. And a lot of people probably don't understand, when we're together in our locker room, our free time, like, we're talking about things that are going on. Guys are expressing how they feel. Like, we have a lot of conversations, but being apart, the only conversations we've had is those virtual meetings, and having the ability to get in a virtual meeting and to just have really open forum. Guys express how they feel, talking about the different struggles in America for Black people, for brown people, was huge. And I think just Bill opening that up and letting us have those conversations made our football team better, but most importantly, made our country and our world better. But I'm excited just because of him. He's an incredible leader. He's done that for, 20 plus years, 40 years coaching. So just to be able to equip him with knowledge and to go over these things and have discussions, because anyone that knows Bill wants to win football games. That's what he's all about. And just trying to tell him and show him some of these things. And I take that responsibility. I don't really take it lightly for my role on the team, obviously as a captain, as a football player. But I also feel I have that role to really try to get different history lessons, important messages, what's going on that is actionable items for us as a team, to get that to everybody. So I'm really excited and humbled to take on that opportunity this year. And that includes Bill, that includes the coaching staff, every player on the team. So I'm excited what we can do as a team, because we've already done a lot with being led by Mr. Kraft and the rest of the Kraft family. So I think we can really have a huge impact in 2020.
Look, and on a personal level, everyone is a product of their own experience. I'm just curious, for you, where did this penchant for activism come from?
I have to say my mom. And, we don't have the story of, my mom was a public speaker and did this. And my mom was just, to me, an old-fashioned mother, sacrificed everything she had, was sacrificed at any moment for any of her kids. And, when you're young, you don't understand that. You just know that's what moms are supposed to do. And that's what you think, your mom's your everything. And, my father passed away when we were about 3 years old. So she was our rock. And, from elementary to middle school to high school, from the decision we made as a family that Jason and myself would go to private school, and my mom decided she would give, like I said, her last penny and end up bankrupt in college while we were in college. But that was a sacrifice that she made. And there was no investment here. There was no, I'm going to do this because I know at the end of the day, they're going to be X, Y, and Z. She did it because we were her kids and she cared about us. So I fast forward as an adult, I want my kids to see that. I want to do that for my kids. But I also feel like because of the platform I have, I can do that for others. And I know for her, she did that very selflessly, and I want to do that as well. And, when you do that, you become very fulfilled. So as selfless as you want to be, you kind of get a very selfish moment when you see other people smile, or when I wore those cleats in the game, and to know people were watching and very honored just by me wearing those cleats. That gave me a boost in that game, and that makes me feel just very happy, makes my heart smile.
Well, there's no better way to understand the importance of education and why it was such a priority for you and your brother growing up than to hear directly from the woman who loves to be called Mama Mac.
Education, to me, for them was always important. That started early on, even in elementary school. First thing they did when they got home, it was do the homework. Before you could go out and play or anything, homework had to come first. And as far as grades, if your grades weren't good, at least to B, you didn't play sports. So education was always first, always. I think Boston Uncornered is so important to Devin because he just loves being involved with kids. He wants to give them the opportunity to soar to the highest that they can be and to be the best that they can. Dev, I just want to let you know that I'm so very proud of you that you're named 2020 Boston Uncornered Champion of the Year. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being that loving, caring person. Just keep reaching your hand out to help other people, to pull people forward, with you as much as you can. And just continue to just be you. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart. Just continue to be you. Love you.
So basically,
I think every parent should take that advice. You want to play sports, you better get the grades. So Mama Mac always knows. She knows best, right? Such sweet words from your mom.
There's two things I took from that video. For one, she wasn't playing. I remember getting a C on a spelling test. And we had another spelling test before a football game. And she told me if I did not get a B or an A, that I was not playing. And then the second thing I got, if you really listen carefully, she's letting you know, because I know a lot of people ask this question, I am her favorite son. Out of Jason and my older brother, Larry, she's basically telling you guys, I am her favorite by far.
Okay, hold on. Time out here. Time out. First of all, as I know from being a mom, you can't play favorites with your kids. And Mama Mac would not be playing favorites. So how could we have your mom and not have your brother join us? Your younger brother by 27 minutes, the better looking one. I think that's what you've told me, Jason, in the past, that you're better looking than Devin. But we want to welcome in Jason McCourty. Hi, Jason.
Could there be a better moment, him trash talking me when I'm about to be cued on the show? I want to start with two things. I've been listening. Number one, I don't want to see your kids tonight during this, so make sure Michelle keeps them upstairs. And number two, when he talked about year two, where it was a struggle for him, he's not lying about that. It was pretty bad. It was hard to watch. So I just wanted to let you know I've been listening.
Well, look, you two are quite the pair. Want to point out that you are nominated as finalists at this year's ESPYs for the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award. The first set of brothers, not to mention twins, to win a Super Bowl on the same team. But Devin, you said that playing with Jason is the most fun you've ever had in your career. Why?
Just we date back to being 10, 11 years old, waking up for Pop Warner games and going in the street and going over our plays, throwing the ball at each other, almost like a pregame NFL game where we were the only ones out there warming up in shorts and a T-shirt. And I think that's where it started for us. That's where the love of the game, that's where competition. We used to compete every year and write how many touchdowns we had on the schedule and hope that one of us won, but really, truthfully, we wanted to end in a tie. True twins, I guess. But then when he got to the team, we now had 9 years of different teachings, new leadership qualities, and then you put it together. For me, it was just an awesome feeling, seeing him going out there compete, seeing him have a great year, especially from where he started on our team to kind of just ascend and become a guy that we needed and counted on. And then to honestly, to watch him win a Super Bowl, I had way more enjoyment watching him than, my own celebration and that feeling of winning. Just seeing, everything he put into it. And it's not just him, but his wife, his kids. They did a lot of losing in Tennessee and Cleveland. So to see him win was a great feeling. I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Jason, you knew he had to bring that up, right?
He always does. Like you said, he had 3 Super Bowls in 10 years. He was spoiled. It took me 10 years just to get to the playoffs. So I had to make sure I enjoyed it.
I'm curious about something. Your guys' sort of signature phrase is "Mama, we made it." Good business with the T-shirts, and a lot of times it's the way you end your podcast. But for each of you, what was the moment where you felt that you had made it?
Man, I don't know if there's ever a moment where you feel like that. I feel like you're always so in the moment of competing, of trying to get better. But I think for me, I remember my rookie year making the team. And it wasn't maybe a I made it moment. You knew there was a lot more to do. But I remember throughout the course of training camp, you cut down, start at 90, 75, and then the 53. And I remember that first day we'd go out there in our stretch lines and you look around and you see how many people are gone. And it was just the realization of, as a kid, you dreamed about this moment. And now here you are standing in an NFL facility and being told that you've made the 53-man roster. I remember getting in the car and just kind of screaming to myself and calling my mom like I made the team. I know I got to keep making the team, but that initial 53, it was a humbling moment.
I guess mine's a little different. I was a first round pick, so I kind of knew I was going to make the team, unlike J-Mac. But I would say just playing that year, and it was Thanksgiving game. We played against the Lions and matched up on Calvin Johnson a couple of times, and I intercepted a pass thrown to him, and that was like a wow. Like this is Calvin Johnson, and obviously I had help on the play, but to make an interception and to play in that game and have 2 interceptions on Thanksgiving, knowing you grew up watching that game and having so many people text me and call me was a moment for football where I was like, wow, like, okay, I can actually play in this league and have a successful career.
So from football to off the field, as we've already talked about, your mom did such an amazing job raising you as a single mother, something that she obviously wasn't looking forward to initially. And the emphasis on education. But what I want to know is, how do you guys go about educating yourselves on the issues, whether it's learning about the Education Promise Act or the juvenile justice reform work that you have done? How do you guys educate yourselves on these issues?
I think first and foremost, you surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. So I think when it comes to going out in the community, you find those grassroots organizations and those experts who have been working for years to try to fix some of the issues that plague our community. Organizations like Boston Uncornered, you get a chance to go sit down, have conversations, get out in the community, and you learn. So way before you take action and you're in front of a camera talking about an organization, you've taken the time to learn about not only what they do, but what are the issues that are preventing them from taking it further. And I think when you do that, and obviously you're going online, you're reading about issues, but when you really get that up close personal and you get to get firsthand accounts from people that have been involved with it, it allows you to be able to use your platform and your voice to further the agenda of people that are doing the work already. Yeah, I echo Jason, just being able to sit down with different people who are in the community who know, not, the people who sit on the outside and make decisions and don't really get their hands in the dirt. I would say that, and then also a lot of late night studying, whether it was going to the state house or doing some event, having 8 to 10, 15 pages of notes and different things, and just studying that, going over it over and again, and then being true teammates, breaking it up. We were like, hey, you read this page, you do that, and trying to become as good as experts as we can be to go out there and really deliver a message. Like Jason said, that we got from other experts, but we wanted to do it the right way. We want to be correct in what we spoke about. And to me, that was the challenge. But when you go out there and do that, how much you're helping other individuals. So it's something that we really enjoy.
It's interesting. It sounds like the way you prepare on the social activism front is the same way you prepare as football players. Lots of note taking and things of that nature. So let me just turn to the Patriots for a second. It's been an eventful offseason, and not just the departure of Tom Brady. Obviously, key losses on defense: Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins, Danny Shelton, Duron Harmon, Landon Roberts. The secondary does look like the strength of the team, especially when you have the reigning defensive player of the year returning in Stephon Gilmore. But what are you expecting from the defense that maybe needs to carry the team at the beginning of the season?
I think for us, it's just going and doing what we do. Even last year, with all of those guys we had on the roster, everyone kept asking that question, whether it be in the spring and preseason, and it was just about getting better. And, obviously, unfortunately, we haven't had that time to connect this spring. But I think that's what it'll be about.
Oh my God, we're getting Zoom bombed. Are we getting Zoom bombed? Slater, are you Zoom bombing in?
He struggles with this technology stuff.
I'm starting to figure this stuff out, man. I had a better go at it this time than when I was on the podcast.
You saw him position himself.
Welcome to Matthew Slater.
I had to slide in the middle.
I think if there was an honorary third McCourty twin or a triplet, it would be Matthew Slater. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. I'm happy to be here amongst two of the all-time greats.
Hey, so I got to ask you, we know this is a night to honor Devin, but you two, Jason and Matthew, you know him better than just about anyone. So what are some things that might surprise people to hear about tonight's Uncornered champion?
Oh, man, put us on the spot. I would say one thing about him in our building, guys, he's known as the one who's going to bust your chops more than anyone, probably more than Coach Belichick. Guys know if Dev's chiming in on any type of conversation, he's gonna give you a tough go, and he's making that face. But he knows it's true. As soon as he enters a room, it's all D-Max here. We better make sure we say everything the right way. So I think that's one of the qualities about him, though, that when you turn it around on the football field, he demands the best of the people around him.
Well, one of the things that I really just have to say is his genetics. He's been gifted in ways that many of us haven't been. And, I've never seen a man sit down the night before a game and have a plate of chocolate chip cookies in front of him as he prepares to just wolf it down and then go out the next day and run 4.2 like he, was eating salad all night. A man like myself, who's not nearly as gifted as these two, I'm eating salads, they make fun of my food and the like, but this guy just shows up and goes, and it's pretty unbelievable. It makes you a little bit jealous at times.
Oh, here's for rabbit food. Good for you, Matthew. And it's good to know that Devin isn't the perfect role model, that sometimes eating junk food is something that we can see from a champion, even so. So thanks for, this is just more fodder for the locker room. This is good. This is all good. But it's interesting because in the off season, Devin had talked about if he was going to engage in free agency, that could be a new challenge for him. But then he realized when he resigned that the challenge was actually on this team. What are the challenges that you guys see? What are the realistic expectations that you guys see for the Brady-less Patriots, especially when you are facing one of the league's toughest schedules, at least based on last year's records?
I'll start, and then I'll let the more experienced guys answer. I would say right now, it being June, I think our focus is with everything going on remotely and individually, how do we continue to get better physically? Obviously, through our virtual meetings, guys were able to grow and learn a little bit of the playbook. We obviously haven't had a chance to be around each other and really get to know our teammates. But individually, working out, we have our iPads, being able to study. We've been able to get better individually. And when we come together collectively, hopefully that holds over. But I think for myself, throughout my 11 years playing, you never know before the season what the outcome's going to be, what the team's going to look like. Your only focus and expectation can be that moving forward, we're going to give everything we got to prepare and get better each and every day.
Yeah, I don't think that we should expect anything less from ourselves. I think, we're a very competitive group. We have tremendous leadership. You're looking at, the unquestioned leader of our football team in Devin, and, our vision is the same. The way that we're going to approach our preparation is the same. I think overall that, look, we have to continue to have a belief in ourselves and a belief in our process. And understanding, like Jason said, there are no guarantees. Nothing's going to be handed to us. We know that. But we can't go in there with a defeatist mindset thinking, well, we don't have this guy. We don't have that guy. We'll be lucky to go out and win a couple games. We want to go out and be very successful. We're going to prepare to do that. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think those guys hit it, man. It's a standard in New England. And I think the thing that we've all been very fortunate, especially myself and Slate, to get drafted there is we came into that standard. That's the standard we learned. That's what we've tried to continue to lead and show guys is what the guys did before us, whether that's Tom, the Willie McGinnises, the Gerard Mayos, the Teddy Bruschi's, all of those guys laid a foundation for us, and we've just followed them. So I think we need to do the same thing, whether, Tom's gone, Jamie, KV, the Patriots is not about one individual. That's why they've had sustained success. So we got to continue to just try to lead that way and continue to follow the blueprint that was in front of us. And I think everybody on that team is locked in to do that. And like J-Mac said, we got to do it once we're able to get back together and then focus and do it day after day, which will be hard to do.
I just got to finish up by asking the three of you this, because we want to be so cognizant of what's going on in the world right now. I know that last week in your team meetings, you had a member of the ACLU that came in and spoke to the players virtually. As leaders on this team, what do you want to come out of these discussions regarding current events? What is so important to share in the locker room, that a message that can be then expanded to the greater community?
I think it's important for us as teammates who will grow to friends, who will grow to brothers, is to know about each other, to know what we all go through, to know what guys are passionate about. And I think for years, you've seen guys support each other, whether that's fundraising and different foundations. But this is something that affects everybody. This is current in our country. You can't step away from it. You can't turn a channel from it. So I think it would be very ignorant of us to think that we can just go play football and forget about it. So when it comes to myself, my teammates, I just want us all to be a part of the solution. I think because of what we do for a living, it gives us a unique opportunity to try to lead that change and to be a part of society and different communities across the country and benefit them for good. You know, get involved, let people learn about what we have in our locker room, how people come together, unite for one goal. Can we just at least have the decency to respect and love each other throughout our country? So I think it's up to us to go out there and lead. And selfishly for me and my teammates, I want us to be in that process. I want us to take steps to move forward and to really be bold about it. And I'm going to try to push everybody, myself included, to do those things this year.
Yeah, definitely. I would also add to that. I think we want to see that everyone cares. And like Dev said, being on a team, we have to all care about each other's journey. You may not know about each individual on the 90-man roster, their journey, but you want to know a little bit about the collective group and get to know some of the guys on the team. And I think in doing that, we can all be a part of the solution. And everybody may not be front and center as maybe these two guys that are on this screen with me of leading the charge, but maybe somebody just has an uncomfortable conversation with a neighbor, with a family member, to bring up like, hey, I'm in a locker room full of guys from different backgrounds. We get a chance to learn about each other. And I've been able to learn X, Y, and Z, and it's opened my mind to see the struggles of someone that doesn't look like me or someone that does look like me from a different part of the country. And I think that's what being, when we bring it up in the locker room, and we're always saying family on three. And when you talk about being a family and a brotherhood, that's what it's about, learning your guys and caring about what they care about and trying to help, like Dev said, find a solution. And we have such a humongous platform as players, a part of a huge organization like the NFL. So why not move it together and progress it for a positive?
Yeah, and I would echo what both of those guys said. And for me, it's really about getting back to investing in individuals. I think it's really important to understand the value that God has placed in individuals and try to see people the way that He sees us. There's value there. There's value in His creation and what He has done. And I think when you start looking at people as individuals, not necessarily men, women, not necessarily black, white, not necessarily a Democrat or Republican, I think you just start looking at people and who they are, what their story is, what their life journey has been like, and just trying to connect and meet with them where they are. I think we've kind of moved away from that with where we're at in our society now, and I hope that we can kind of move back in that direction. And I have a lot of hope and faith that that's something that we can move towards as we navigate this uncertain time.
Hope and faith doesn't get stronger than that. Jason, Matthew, feel free to Zoom bomb in anytime, guy. Thank you so much for joining us, for being here to share some of these thoughts and also to celebrate Devin. Thank you so much, guys. Devin, you're not going anywhere.
Thanks for having
See those guys later.
You will, but look, it's wonderful to have them here joining us live, but I think it's truly a testament to you that there were so many people who wanted to talk about you and contribute to our program tonight. Pay attention now.
Hey, Devin, we wanted to congratulate you on winning the Boston Uncornered Award. You've been a true champion for us, both on and off the field. Your mom did a heck of a job.
It's not just the players in our locker room who look up to you, both for the man you are and the player you are. But you then take that platform, and by going out into the community that we live in and setting an example, not just with your words, but with the time that you commit and the dollars that you raise, you're truly an all-around champion. Congratulations.
Dev, Uncornered Champion. Congratulations, bro. Well deserved. You always do a great job for our team, in the community, in your community. Super proud to be one of your teammates. Congrats, bro.
Congratulations, Dev. You're officially the golden child. You're the man. Congratulations.
What's going on, Dev? Congratulations on another huge honor, man. It's been amazing to see what you're doing in the community. You're changing a lot of lives. The younger guys in the league like myself, we look up to you, so keep it going.
Congratulations, Devin, on being this year's Uncornered Champion. Thank you for your commitment to our community and for being a leader in the fight for social justice. We all need champions in our lives, but none more than the young people of Boston Uncornered. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Dev, on becoming the Uncornered Champion. Tonight's your night.
Dev, just want to give you a congratulations on the Boston Uncornered Champion. Such a deserving award, man. I've always looked up to you, not only at what you do on the field, but more importantly, what you do off it, what you stand for off of it. Congrats, can't think of someone more deserving.
Congrats, Dev, you're a champion, bro. Proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Well deserved. Love you, bro.
Yo, what's up, Dev? Just want to say congratulations, bro. I mean, you work just as hard off the field as you do on, and I respect that, bro. I really do. So congrats, soak it up, maybe have a little glass of wine. Enjoy it, man. Congratulations. Peace.
Obviously, a lot of people, will recognize you as a tremendous football player, but, over the last decade of just getting to know you, I come to learn that, you're just a tremendous person. How you carry yourself in the community, how you lead, how you are a father, great husband. You're obviously, somebody that I look up to. And I just want to say thank you for being you. I appreciate our friendship, and this honor couldn't go to a better person. So congratulations on that, and just thank you for being you.
Congratulations, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy. We just wanted to say congratulations on your award. And we are so happy to have you as the head of this household. You're the rock of the family, right? And you're such an inspiration and a role model for our kids. We just hope that they can emulate you when they get older. You are God-fearing. You are passionate about everything you do. And you make it a point to want to change the world for the better for whatever short time we're here. So we just want to tell you congratulations. You say congratulations?
Congratulations
on your award. And we love you. Say we love you, Daddy.
We love you, Daddy.
Mwah. Little kiss. Mwah. Love you.
I love you.
Oh, how does it get better than that? I feel like this is your life, Devin McCourty here.
I mean, leave it up to Braden to decide to get in front of the computer to pick his nose, of course. But
Thanks for pointing that out. He'll appreciate that when he gets older.
My daughter ran down here too, right at 8:10, and said the same thing. She said, "Congratulations, Daddy." So I'm sure my wife was reminding her that tonight was about the video they did back home.
Hey, look, just kudos to Michelle for being able to corral the kids and get that done. And again, she looks so amazing. Just the strength that she has, it's really inspirational. But look, Michelle is your partner for life. But we have another well-wisher who considers you a teammate for life.
Devin, I just wanted to wish you congratulations on Boston's 2020 Uncornered Champion Award. There could certainly not be a better recipient or someone that embodies everything that this award means. You're an incredible man. You're an incredible teammate, an incredible friend. I've known you for quite a while and seen you grow from a young man who came in with high expectations, didn't say much, just wanted to listen to everyone else that was a little bit older than you and learn from them. And you took everything that those people taught you and you made even more of it as you grew older to be one of those guys that everyone else looked up to. And I know sometimes you wouldn't think that I'd be looking up to you because I'm a lot older than you, but the reality is I have. And I've learned more from you than you probably ever learned from me. You're a wonderful man. You mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to our team. And now as you're growing older into a different role, you're meaning a lot to others in the community. And you're using all the wonderful things that pro football has brought you to bring a voice to those who don't quite have the voice that we have. And you fight for people that can't often fight for themselves. It's a very endearing quality about you among many other things, but the way you attack this aspect of your life is the same way that you became an all-pro and champion in our great sport. And our great sport means very little compared to what happens in our great communities. And that's where really you're making a difference. I couldn't be prouder of you. I'm a friend of yours for life. You can always count on me. And I just want to say congratulations. I'm happy other people are seeing the incredible man you are, the incredible man you become. And I know you're going to continue on with great work year after year because that's who you are. Take care, man. Love you. And I'm proud of you.
He is right about
Never
that.
played a game in the NFL without Tom Brady as your quarterback. What was that like for you to hear him talk like that?
It's crazy because I just think my career, what he said is so true. I remember when I first got there, I still remember him coming up to me one time and him telling me about, when I'm the backside corner, I'm playing, he's looking at me. He's looking to see, I'm looking to get the coverage from the safety, he said, and then I will look at the corner. If there's a corner that gives me the coverage, and I'm going to take it. If not, then I'm going to move on. But I try to find me a corner. And I remember sitting there, I'm like, okay. And then you fast forward to our relationship now and being able to reach out to him and talk to him about game plan, to talk to him about how the team was as a whole. And then most importantly, to just talking to him about the different off the field things that he's been involved in, that he's put his name on different things and been a part of. For me has been very humbling because I was that kid that got to New England and, when he got to the first OTA practice and he said, "Hi, I'm Tom and we're happy to have you." I was that kid that called his mom that night and said, Tom Brady knew my name. He knew who I was. To now having a true friendship with him is remarkable. And, I don't take that for granted, just how open he is and how caring he is for the different individuals on the team. And we've had a great relationship that we've grown over the years. And I don't expect that to change.
Well, especially when he still says it's our team. So I guess once a Patriot, always a Patriot, even if you're in the other conference. But look, I want to get back to the reason that we're here tonight, and that is learning much more about Boston Uncornered. And the thing is that for you, for your brother, there was always just an expectation that you were going to go to and stay in college. And that's what Boston Uncornered has for its students. High expectations. This idea that they're going to invest in them financially, psychologically, emotionally. But the bottom line is that Boston Uncornered exists to create students out of gang members, to truly take that corner to college pathway. And no one knows this better than a man who's been a supporter of Boston Uncornered since its inception.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike O'Toole. I'm College Bound's board chair. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'd like to thank a couple of great Boston leaders. Jim Judge, who ran the event and has delivered such great support, Mayor Marty Walsh, who's our honorary event chair, and all my fellow board members who've redoubled their support in such a challenging time. I'm honored to have such great colleagues, but tonight isn't about us. Uncornered is based on a deep conviction that the only people who can truly change Boston, who can deliver a gang-free America, are the young men and women we call core influencers. And they're people like Matt Jackson, our student speaker. Matt, thank you for sharing your story tonight.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Jackson, and I would like to thank you for supporting Boston Uncornered. When I was young, I was running around selling drugs, carrying guns, and doing whatever I felt was necessary to survive. That lifestyle eventually led me to prison, where I ended up spending 5 years. Coming out of prison, things was tough for me, because I was tempted to go back to what I knew best, like selling drugs and making fast money. That all changed for me one day in 2014, when the mother of my child was shot and killed. This was an eye-opening experience for me, because I knew from that day on, I couldn't do anything that would send me back to prison. I had to do everything I could to be able to be there for my daughter, Madison. I heard about Boston Uncornered a few years ago through a friend in my neighborhood. And I'm not gonna lie, without the program, I don't think school would have been a possibility for me. At that point in my life, I had my daughter, Maddie, bills, and responsibilities that seemed more important to me than school. But the program, along with my CRA Kenny and the stipend that they provide, has definitely eased the stress when it comes to my bills and allows me to focus more on my daughter and my schoolwork. Kenny, man, he's a big help to me. He's more than a mentor. Kenny's like my brother. You know, I could call him at 3 in the morning and Kenny will answer the phone and come running if I need him. A large part of my success today is because of Kenny and Uncornered. I'm currently studying human services at Bunker Community College and expected to graduate this fall. School has been great. I love it. I love the fact that my daughter Madison gets to see me do homework, that we do homework together, and more importantly, that she knows that college is an expectation for her. And the skills that I'm learning transfer to so many areas in my life that it has given me the ability to empathize with people. Being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes is critical now, more than ever, during this time when people are so angry and divided. Without those skills, I'm not gonna lie, I would be angry too. But because of them, I'm able to realize that everybody is human. I'm able to think about ways to bridge the gap rather than widen it, because I want my daughter growing up in a better world. Thank you.
Thanks so much to Matt for sharing that truly impactful story. And I love that he and his daughter do homework together, sort of modeling the importance of education for Madison. That's really terrific. When you listen to Matt Jackson's story, how does that resonate for you, especially since you've spent time with students in their Dorchester neighborhoods?
It's just so real. And I think oftentimes if people don't go outside of sometimes where you live or what you know, you don't hear stories like that. And I remember hearing Matt talk when I went to Boston Uncornered, and he shared that same story and shared about how passionate he was about his future, about the future of his daughter. And I think that's something that no matter who you are, what you've been through, where you grew up, we all have that same drive and passions. We care about our future. And when we have kids, there's nothing we probably care more about than their future, about them being successful. And for Matthew to realize the best way for him to show his daughter is by doing it and leading by example, to me is just awesome. And I think when other people hear those stories and they see that, they can relate. And I think when you can relate to something, now you can get behind it. Now you can push it. Now you can really fully understand when you can put yourself in someone else's shoes. So I applaud Matt for just going out there and telling his story and inspiring other individuals.
And you're exactly right, but it's also all about support. Tonight is even a night about support. And I'm sure that a lot of people heard that last week, the Kraft family announced that it pledged $1 million in $100,000 monthly donations to local grassroots organizations, chosen in collaboration with Patriots players, organizations that are fighting for equality, working to end systemic racism, and creating meaningful change in the community. So right now, we are thrilled to be joined live by the CEO of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft.
Hi, how are you, Deb? Hi, Andrea. Great to be with you. Yeah, I can't get to see you enough, so it's an honor to come where you're being honored, and seeing the good work you do, which you've done continuously. And I want you to know I have the greatest respect for Phyllis, because creating you and Jason and seeing what great teammates you are in so many ways has been one of the thrills of owning the Patriots and being exposed to people like you. And then seeing the young man Matthew speak there from the heart and giving a story like he just gave, and seeing a group like Boston Uncornered doing what they're doing, stuff that someone like myself might not see, but it's so important for the future of this community. I give you great kudos, and I want you to know that our first gift in this area of trying to make the community a little better and doing things in the social justice area, we want to honor you with our first $100,000 gift this month.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I just want to say I feel very fortunate, because I remember being a rookie and going to the first kickoff gala, and it's for the New England Patriots Charitable Foundation, and seeing the amount of money raised, but more importantly, seeing what obviously my teammates have done over the years, but just the initiatives that, you know, your family, you, Jonathan, Josh, Dan, go out there and you do it and represent your wife. And you just do it, you know, no matter what it is, whether it's building playgrounds, whether it's a turkey giveaway around Thanksgiving, just to see all of those things as a young rookie really inspired me and let me know that there was more I can do than just showing up on Tuesdays, but actually getting involved. So I just want to say that's a kudos to you to not just go out there and win football games and championships, but to also have an impact, you know, not just in Foxborough and local communities, but all throughout the New England area. And I know guys that come to New England, whether it's for a long time or a short period of time, leave better men because of the experiences that really happen off the field. And your family has represented that and given me that opportunity for the past 10 years. So I look forward to continuing to do that. I love to be able to do things and get you and Jonathan's support on a lot of things we do in the community. So I look forward to tackling a bunch of different tasks with you guys over the next couple years.
Well, we're counting on that, but I want you to know we don't think of you as New Jersey, New York folks. You're New Englanders, and we want you to keep your heart and soul and hopefully physical presence here, and help us continue to make this region better. You know, one of the thrills of you have a privilege to own an NFL team is you get to meet people like Devin and Jason. And you could even see that fellow, I forget his name, who used to play quarterback, who left. He really wishes he was still with you here. I could hear it in his voice. But, you know, whatever happens, happens. And no, but we have a sense, an opportunity to build a sense of community and do things that you don't get to do in other jobs in a way that brings pride to people of the region. And one of the biggest turn-ons for us is to try to relate to people who aren't as fortunate as we are and let them know we really care about them and their quality of life is important to us. And you are a prime example. No one has ever come through our system. People like you, Matthew, doing it every day, day in, day out since you've been with us. And we take great pride in that.
Well, I appreciate it. I thank you for taking the time tonight to jump in here. And I know that money will be huge for Boston Uncornered, and it'll help so many different individuals that in turn will help the future of Boston and of the country. You know, I think so many young adults are raising kids, and those kids will be brought up the right way because of donations like that. So I know Boston Uncornered is very appreciative of that gift.
Robert,
Well,
it's
Andrea,
incredibly generous of you to make this your first $100,000 donation. But you're not just writing a check here, as Devin alluded to. You and Jonathan have always been about listening and learning. This has been one of the hallmarks of your work in this area. So you're also asking for members of each organization to speak with the leadership of the craft group management. So in essence, you're also pledging an educational component to the donation. Why is this important to you?
Well, if we look at the times we're in right now, being a good listener and empathizing and trying to understand what's going on right now is really very fragile. And I think if we're not sensitive to and can empathize with other people who feel that they're in many ways in a sense of crisis or lack of respect or whatever, for those of us who live our daily life a certain way and don't really connect, that's a real problem. And I think, what happened with George Floyd is just horrible. And it's something in the Old Testament. There's no bad that happens that doesn't have good associated with it if you manage it properly. And I think this has all of a sudden brought things into focus and sensitized all people that we have to work harder and connect better and try to make our great country better than it really is.
Well said. And I know that the donation is in the name of Devin McCourty, but I'd like to bring back at this point Mark Culleton, the co-founder and CEO of Boston Uncornered.
Good evening, guys. Hey, Devin, Mr. Kraft. I just want to say how blown away we are by this evening, but by the generosity of spirit, of investment, and that Michelle and I take so seriously the stewardship of these dollars and of your time to build a better world and to find a way to connect disconnected young people, disconnected communities, and that this kind of action really can do that. So we're deeply humbled, immensely grateful, and frankly, just blown away. So it's a great, great evening.
Thank you. Thanks for founding this organization.
Of course. And I know, yeah, Dev?
No, I was just going to say that's awesome. This is the second time I've heard you have to sit on the other end of being surprised like that. And it's the same kind of result. So I'm happy to be a part of that 2 times now.
Yeah, you guys have been great friends to the organization. And I know, Mr. Kraft, you've been hanging on the line for a while, waiting here. And I appreciate your time and all you do in the community. And so thank you on behalf of Boston Uncornered, obviously everybody who's part of it, and Michelle and I are deeply moved by this investment. So thank you. And we look forward to seeing you out in Foxborough one of these days when we can get there.
Well, hopefully it's not going to be too long, and we're honored to be a small part of this. I know Robin Glazer's been a big fan of this organization too, and she's worked hard to educate us. So thanks for all the good you do, and it's an honor for us to partner with you in a small way. And actually, it was fun seeing there and seeing all these great, all the players playing tribute to you. That was pretty cool. And you can see that Brady wishes he hadn't left you.
Hopefully he's still watching, right?
Well, thanks again, Mr. Kraft. And you're right,
Okay.
Robin is a superstar. Good night.
Good night.
Appreciate you.
That's great. And yes, we still have way more people who want to talk about you, but I just got to ask you, what's it been like to have all these people bombing in? Just you're used to being the guy. You got your own podcast. you're used to being the broadcaster. What's it like to be on the receiving end of all these accolades?
It's a little awkward, especially like hearing the guys talk about me. For one, makes me feel
Golden
old.
Child. Oh, the Golden Child, by the way, from Van Noy. That's going to really haunt you. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, he's saying that because he's happy now. He's in Miami. He gets to be B-Flow's Golden Child. So, but it's been awesome just to know I've had an impact on guys in the locker room. That, you know, what I'm trying to do is actually getting done. And I just want to make sure too, before the night, you know, Mr. Kraft mentioned, but Robin Glazer, lawyer for the team, has been awesome with helping, you know, myself and different guys in the locker room to find nonprofit organizations and to really help us get involved. And she's connected with so many people. So she's a big reason why I'm being honored tonight and why our team's been able to really be hands-on in the New England area. So big thank you to her.
And we're going to hear from Robin Glazer in a moment if you're just be patient and stop getting ahead of me on everything. But look, in all sincerity, Devin and our deepest thanks to everyone who has participated live and on tape tonight. It's been such a memorable evening. But wait, we're not done. This is only the beginning. If this resonated for you, if you are looking to engage, to be part of the solution, please join the Uncornered movement. You can text CRA20 to 50155 to donate, or you can go to uncornered.org. So consider that we're just at the 2-minute warning. There are so many people to thank, along with all of you out there who have joined us for this special celebration of Devin, McCourty, and Boston Uncornered. And for the final part of our program, even more well-wishers want to throw their support and show their support for Devin, starting with the mayor of Boston.
I'm proud to serve as honorary chair for this year's Boston Uncornered Fundraiser, along with my fellow Dorchester native, Jim Judge. I'd like to thank Jim for his leadership at Eversource and for his commitment to our local communities. I applaud the host committee and everyone who has stepped up during these challenging times. Boston is stepping up as a community and helping people who need support. That makes me very proud. I want to recognize Boston's Uncornered and College Bound Dorchester, as well as CEO Mark Cullerton, for doing some great work in the communities most impacted by the COVID-19. They are continuing their efforts around violence prevention, mentorship, and youth empowerment. This work will have lasting impacts far beyond the COVID pandemic. Finally, I'd like to congratulate Devin McCourty for being this year's Uncornered champion. Devin, you are a leader on and off the field, and your courage and commitment to social justice is an example for all of us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrea Campbell, and I'm the Boston City Councilor for District 4, largely Dorchester and Mattapan, a little bit of Jamaica Plain and Rosendale. I'm really excited to be here to support, albeit virtually, to support Uncornered. I appreciate the incredible work the organization does, and specifically, I truly believe that the problems our communities face, that no one understands them better than the residents themselves. And that if we want to get at the solutions and effective solutions, we need to not only have the residents at the table, we in government need to sometimes get out of the way. So I appreciate Uncornered being an organization that continues to make sure that those folks who are going through and experiencing the problems are at the table offering up solutions. I'm a partner in that work, very happy to support this incredible organization. Please join me in supporting Uncornered.
Hey Devin, Doug Flutie here. I want to give you a shout out and say congratulations on being the Boston Uncornered 2020 Champion of the Year. Thank you for all you do, your work with inner city kids, with those of the gang members, and being a mentor for them, always being there, especially this time around with coronavirus hitting the inner city so hard. It's great to have a guy like you and a face and a name like yours out there. All the work you've done over the years, congratulations. Appreciate all you do as a leader and a mentor in the community.
Dev, I love working with you in Foxborough, and I especially love working with you in the community. I love how you know that the value of our lives is determined by what we do for others, and you do for others. There's much work to be done, and I'm excited to continue to work with you. Congratulations on being named the Boston Uncornered champion. You are truly a champion in every way.
Congratulations on your award. Well deserved. And I know this isn't why you do it, but it's always great to be recognized. I know this will propel you even further and allow you to impact many more people
for the great causes you're involved with. So congrats, man. Proud of you.
What's up, Dev? Congrats on the award, man. I couldn't think of a better person to receive this than you. Not only are you an amazing player, but you're an amazing human being and someone I'm proud to call my teammate. So congrats, buddy.
Devin, just wanted to say congratulations for the work that you've done on behalf of Boston Uncornered and the award that you're receiving this evening. Nobody's more deserving. Nobody does more good for the community than you have. You're a great role model for all of us. You're a champion in everything you do, and this is another example. So it's an honor and a privilege to walk by you side by side each day, and thanks for being the man that you are and what you stand for. Congratulations.
Devin, really doesn't surprise me that you're getting this award. You've been active in the community for a long time, and you're not only a champion on the field, but also off the field. Well deserved, my brother. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing the next chapter after your career is over. I'm sure you're going to make an even bigger impact then.
Devin, thank you so much for taking your time, and we're so grateful for your participation in what we believe is going to be the most powerful movement to end urban generational poverty and gang violence in America. Thank you, Devin, and congratulations again.
Congratulations on a wonderful honor. Well deserved, my friend. Thank you for everything you've done for the We Belong program and the children of the city of Boston. Look forward to seeing you soon and starting back up on our work.
Congratulations, Dev, on being named the Boston Uncornered champion. You have shown everyone that you are not only a champion on the field, but also off the field. From your fights for social justice, criminal justice reform, education, and more, you have shown all of us that you are an amazing man who is just totally about making the community a better place every single day. You have shown the people here in New England that you care about more than just sports. You also care about our lives and how everyone lives every single day. What you've shown the people at Boston Uncornered is that they matter, despite any challenges, despite anything that they've been through in their lives, that they matter, and that people like you, who are considered famous, also care about them as well. Congratulations again. I can't thank you enough for being a partner of myself and the Boston Police Bureau of Community Engagement, and all you've done to show us that there's people out there that care about the work that we do. We know through you that we are important and that the work that we do is important. So thank you again. You are a champ on the field and off the field. Congratulations, Boston Uncornered champion.
Congratulations, D-Mac. You continue to inspire me. I continue to try to follow in your footsteps. The work you're able to do in the community has been a blessing. I look forward to continuing to watch the greatness that you exude off the field. Congrats.
Devin, I just want to wish you congratulations on your Uncornered Champion Award. Can't think of anyone more deserving. What you do on and off the field is unbelievable. You truly are a champion. What you're doing with the Players Coalition, what you're doing to drive change, social and racial justice, it's something that you should be very proud of. And we are very proud. And I just want to extend my congratulations and my thank you for everything you do for Uncornered.
My guy! I just wanted to let you know how proud I am of you. Want to congratulate you on this well-deserved recognition. For the longest time, you've been a tremendous leader, an inspiration for all of us, and I'm certainly so thankful to have spent the last 10 plus years around you. I've grown so much as a man by just watching you and your example. Thank you for leading the way. I know you'll continue to do great things. Appreciate the man you are. Congratulations.
And the final word of the evening. It's been such a tremendous, tremendous night to celebrate Devin, to celebrate Boston Uncornered. I yield the final words to you, golden child, whatever you want to call it, my man, as Matthew Slater says. I leave the final words to you.
I appreciate that. As you can see, my daughter is storming in, telling me she wants to sit here. But I just want to leave people with what I've learned from guys like you saw, Matt Slater and Ben Watson, was as people, we have an opportunity to really give people hope. And when you give people hope, you give them opportunity to be anything that they want. You give them opportunity to be like what Slate said, who God made them to be. So continue to bring hope to people and try to bring out the greatness in everyone. Appreciate everybody and thank you for this honor. It's unbelievable. And I had a great time tonight.
Go put London to bed. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe.
Make your baby soap. Good night, your baby soap.